IPAI Legal and Tax Summit 2009, and with me is our session chairperson for the inaugural session, that is Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India, Shri Apurva Chandra. Welcome to the program, Mr. Chandra.
Thank you, Raghav.
So, we'd like to know, we've had a very illuminating session, the first inaugural session that you presided over. Prior to this, on day one of the conference, which was yesterday, we tackled the electricity sector, where certain issues which were being discussed were being discussed for the past 6-7 years, given the fact that this sector was opened up a long time back. But in the natural gas sector, gas is now landfalling into India. We are having those quantities of gas where competition can now be talked about. So, sir, first of all, what is the government of India doing to ensure that India has energy security with respect to gas supplies from across the world as well as those in India for the long term?
Well, Raghav, as you know, that India had a severe shortage of gas for the past maybe 15-20 years. Since the gas supply started in 1987, we have always had a problem of shortage. Capacities were built while gas was not available and they were lying underutilized. We had a production level of about 60 MMSCMD continuing for over 10-15 years. And while the capacities to be utilized in the fertilizer sector, the demand in the fertilizer and power sector were to the extent of 150 MMSCMD.
Right.
The present supply at the beginning of the year of 2009 was about 103 MMSCMD, which included LNG, because LNG imports started some 3-4 years back, while the domestic production remained stagnant at about 60, 65, 70, 75 MMSCMD.
Right.
But this particular year, from 1st of April, the major discovery, Krishna Godavari Basin, by RIL NICO consortium, that came on stream. Now they have started supplying. The present supplies are 25 MMSCMD. They will go up to 60 MMSCMD by July, and we expect that by the end of the year they will cross 80 MMSCMD of production. So in this year itself, we will double the domestic production, and we would be in a position to supply the full demand of the fertilizer sector, the power sector, and the sectors like LPG, steel, and many other sectors. So the government's policy as of now is that no capacity which is standing should lie unutilized because of lack of gas, and we would be able to achieve it.
Excellent, sir. So we wanted to know, there is an ongoing debate, whether the government should take its share of gas in profit gas terms in kind or in cash across the world. Now there are some who say that the government should take it only in terms of cash, which are the private developers or the foreign developers who say that. There are some people, especially now in the CGD network area, who are saying that the government should take it in kind every once in 3 years and then leave these allocations, make these allocations to CGD networks to give them a boost, so that they can cross-subsidize their own operations and have adequate allocations of gas. What are your views on this, sir?
As of now, because the NELP, this sharing of gas on profit terms or in cash, it arises only in NELP contracts, and this profit gas in NELP contracts of KG D6 is likely to be very small in the initial 2-3 years when the cost is being recovered by the contractor.
Right, sir.
So this particular year when we saw it, the contribution of profit gas which the government can possibly take, because it is a forward sort of thing, so we don't know the actual productions and how the numbers work out, but it would be in the range of 0.3 to 0.4 MMSCMD, which is very, very minuscule.
Right.
As regards the CGD sector, the fact remains that the government has to evolve a policy. The presumption that whatever the profit gas is taken will go to the CGD sector depends on the policy of what priority the government wants to give to the CGD sector.
Right, sir.
And at what price also. Because profit gas, once it comes to the government, then probably government may feel that the fertilizers the country needs more. That is also in short supply. Power also is in short supply. There are various sectors. So CGD is one amongst the competing sectors as and when the decision is taken by the government.
Right, sir. Sir, typically for the gas sector and for a viable national gas grid to evolve, some people are suggesting that instead of generating electricity at the pit head or close to where the gas is being discovered and then transmitting across, giving high T&D losses, you should have a set of gas pipelines giving rise to the national grid. Now, to give rise to a national grid, sir, how do we ensure that competition is such that small players are also able to compete? Their interests are to some extent safeguarded, yet there are efficiencies which only large-scale sector players can provide. How do you foresee the balance over here so that the market can be efficient and yet account for a lot of competitive play for everyone?
Gas pipelines is a natural monopoly, and there is a regulator which the government has set up, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, which has come into existence from 1st of October 2007. They have framed the regulations vis-a-vis the gas pipelines. As of now, the country is deficient even in the trunk pipelines, because we are only serving the eastern, the Andhra, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and then from there by the HVJ network towards the north.
Right.
So the eastern India and southern India are largely uncovered by the trunk pipelines. Some authorizations have been given already, and we expect that these pipelines will come up by 2012, and by that time we will have a viable national gas grid, so that any producer would be able to ship his gas to any consumer in any part of the country. As regards the small players and the big players, trunk pipelines of course are a capital intensive business, and it is the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, they set the minimum qualification criteria depending on what the length of the pipeline and what the investment requirement would be. But apart from that, once the trunk pipeline reaches a particular city or a particular state, then there is always a possibility of a local area network, which also would be required, because the trunk pipeline would carry only the gas from the main producing center to the major consuming center. But within that, like the city gas networks or local area networks supplying to the industry, they would also come up over time, and there always the scope for the smaller players would be there.
Right, sir. Sir, it is now that there's been one round of bidding for certain new cities in terms of CGD. There are, for example, certain concerns that if a CGD network is bid for and somebody makes an outstanding bid, maybe to some extent some allege that some may overpromise. If 20,000 is what someone is promising, 20,000 connections a year, and somebody can promise 100,000 connections a year, and later on is unable to deliver, and then wants a modification of those conditions stating other reasons, doesn't that work out to be the disadvantage to everybody in the market, because then fair competition is not allowed?
Well, the regulator actually is calling the bids, and the government is not directly involved in that.
Right.
But this is the first set of bids, so I think the regulator and the participants, they would also learn by experience, because to say that whether they would fail or not, I think the first round of bids has just taken place. The authorizations are yet to come, so let's wait and see how the players perform in the market.
Thank you, sir. And finally, we'd like to know, sir, what is your vision, your personal vision for the next 5 to 10 years? How do you see the gas and the oil and gas markets evolving in India, and how do you see them coming in sync with the power sector, so to say?
As I mentioned, that gas is now available in ample quantity, at least for the next 4 or 5 years. So we will be able to take care of all the existing capacities. The question remains, what more gas can come, because the country would require gas, the country is deficient in power. So whether this gas would be sufficient to encourage or to finance more power plants which the country requires. So probably that question we will have to tackle in the next within the next 1 year, depending on what the gas scenario is, depending on what our import requirements are, how the LNG sector comes, whether more discoveries come, whether pipeline we are able to get some gas from transnational pipelines. So those questions also will come depending on the quantity of gas, and because the country is deficient in power, they do need power, and gas is a very good source of fuel for the power, clean source of fuel. Apart from that, CNG also many of our cities, they do require CNG because of the pollution problems, and it is being a convenient fuel. And fertilizer also is a deficient sector. The government has taken an in-principle decision that all fuel-based, all liquid fuel-based fertilizer plants would be converted to gas-based fertilizer plants over the next 3 to 4 years.